Hi, I'm Joe from ASmarterHomeCanada. Today we're going to build a simple smart home automation everybody should be using but probably didn't think of when they set up their smart home. In today's world, your house, like mine, is probably full of rechargeable items. I'm talking things like electric toothbrushes, rechargeable razors, electronic scrubbers, a bunch of my tools, my drill, my Dremel, my leaf blower, my whippersnapper, my snow blower, and my lawnmower are all electrical powered. And the list goes on. All these items have one major thing in common, especially in my house. They're plugged in 100% of the time so that they're ready to go when I need them. Because who wants to brush their teeth manually? All these items are using something called phantom power. Now, in Ontario, where I live, our hydro is billed using something called time of use billing, where how much you're charged depends on what time of the day it is, and according to the chart, which one of the two seasons we're currently in. Yeah, just two. That's it. Some of you non-Canadians may have just noticed I called electricity hydro. That, as far as I know, is a Canadian thing. So, here's why.
Canada's reliance on hydropower as its main source of electricity has led to hydro becoming a common term for electricity across the country. This stems from Canada's abundant water resources and numerous hydroelectric plants. The Sir Adam Beck generating stations on the Niagara River, operational since 1922, are prime examples of early large-scale hydroelectricity projects. More recent projects include the WAC Bennett Dam in British Columbia, completed in 1968, which boasts a capacity of 2730 megawatts. Interestingly, even Nikola Tesla, the famed inventor, played a role in Canada's hydroelectric development. He was involved in designing the electrical transmission system for the Niagara Falls Power Company, a significant contributor to early hydroelectricity projects in Canada. Canada's impressive hydroelectric capacity makes it a world leader in clean electricity generation. As of 2019, hydropower accounted for almost 60% of Canada's electricity production.
So today, I'm going to make two routines to reduce my use of phantom power, and we're going to do that right after the jump. This video is going to have two different parts to it. One, I'm going to set up the automation in Google Home, and second, I'm going to set up the routine in Alexa. If you want to skip to the method you want, I have broken everything up into chapters down below, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you here next time. So the first automation is going to be our Google Home automation. So what you're going to do is just open up your Home app. You're going to go down to Automations, and you're going to press Add. And that's going to get us started in a brand new, clean, fresh routine. Either pick household or personal. I'm just going to pick household because it's not really personalized to me. We're going to name this charging on. Next thing you're going to do is add a starter, and this one we are going to do a specific time starter. So at a specific time, we want it to repeat every day, and we're going to set this for, let's say, 3 a.m. and simply click Add Starter. Next is the action portion of the routine. And we're going to go to Adjust Home Devices. And from here, you're just going to select all the power outlets that you have connected up to the devices. I'm just going to do this once instead of the 8 times that's going to be in this app. In this case, I'm going to go to Outside Outlet 1. This outlet is in my garage. I should probably rename it. We're just going to select Turn On or Off, and we want it to turn on. And simply press Add Action. And we're going to do that for every other outlet that we want to activate during this routine. Simple enough. I'm just going to finish this off, and then we'll go to the next step. Don't forget to save your stuff. Once everything is saved, you're going to have a brand new automation in your list called Charging On. What we need to do is turn all those devices off after about 2 hours of charge. This is going to make it so these items are only charging for 2 hours a day, which is more than enough to keep them at peak performance instead of charging 24 hours a day. Same as before, we're in our Google Home app. We're going to go to automations, and we're going to once again just start making a new automation. We're going to pick household again, and the title of this one is just going to be Charging Off, because this routine is simply just going to turn those items all back off again. Starter, specific time, we're going to have it run every day, and we're going to have all those items turn off at 5 a.m. So we're not using the peak power, we're using the overnight power, which is cheaper than the more expensive daytime power here. Add that starter, and then the action, we're just going to go Adjust Home Devices, find all the ones that we did before, but this time we're going to be switching everything to turn off and add that action. And then once you have everything collected, you're just going to hit save. Now you have a charging on and a charging off routine in your list of automations. Once it's all done, your routine is going to look something like this. It's as simple as that. Now let's go do the same thing with a... If you did skip ahead to this part, welcome back.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow!
As always, you'll be able to follow my phone over in the corner here. First thing we're going to do is simply open up the Alexa app. From there, we're going to go to the More button down in the corner, and we're going to click on Routines. This is going to bring us to our existing routine menu. We're going to need to start a new routine, which is done by pressing the plus button in the top corner. Since this is a time-based routine, we're going to pick when and schedule. We're going to click at time, so we know what time we're going to be doing this at. We want it to run every day. If you want it to run less days, you'll just deselect whatever there. Time, we're going to run this at 3 o'clock a.m. every day. Press OK, press next in the corner, and now we want to add the actions, which is under the will tab, press the plus button, and we're going to select Smart Home off of this list. One thing I really like about Alexa is when you get to this section, it does break down everything by categories instead of rooms like Google does. Both of them I can see does have their advantage, but I do like this one a little bit better because now I can just simply hit plugs, pick the plug that I want this routine to run on, and we're just going to leave that as on because that's what we want this to do, and press next. And then all you're going to do is go in, add another action, pick the other plugs that you want turned on when this routine triggers. Just go through your entire list, everything that's rechargeable that you want on here. You're going to select all those, so you'll have 3 or 4, 5, 6, whatever. And finally, the last thing we're going to do, once we have all our stuff in there, we're going to rename this to Charging On. And don't forget to save. We now have a new routine in our list there that is called Charging On. Next step we want to do is make a routine that is going to disable or turn off all the actions that we just did. To do that, we're just basically going to do the opposite of what we did last time. We're still going to start with a new routine, have it time-based, so under schedule, but now we are going to have the time at 5 a.m. Press the OK button and press next. And at this point, you're just going to go through, add actions, find your plugs that you turned on, and you're just going to change them to the off setting. Hit next, add all your things, and then hit save. And that's all you need to do. That's the routine completely done. So every day at 3 a.m., your items will power on, use that cheaper energy, and then power off at 5. Now I do have a bunch of smart power bars in my house. If you haven't bought any yet and are looking to get one, here's my one suggestion while doing that. Look for a plug that has lights to let you know which ones are on and off. This makes it a lot easier when you're setting up things that are going to run in this routine, so you can actually check to make sure you're turning on and off the right switch. Turn it on, you see the light come on. Turn it off, you see the light go off. Every time I do buy a new smart plug, I make sure it does have some sort of visual indicator to let me know that it's on or off. I did come across one instance where this routine was no help at all. It involved my robot vacuum. When I cut off the power to the outlet, the robot vacuum ejects itself from the dock, will try to dock itself a few times, gets pretty aggressive, and then it'll just spin itself around and stare at the dock. Even when you turn the power back on, it'll just sit in the middle of the floor, depressingly dying.
I think you ought to know I'm feeling very depressed.
And that's going to be it for this week. I hope you like the video. I hope this routine is something that you will put into your smart home and make it a little bit smarter. And if you have some things that you can expand on, do it. Let me know what you're doing. I want to know. This is stuff that interests me. That's why I do this channel. If you've got something to say, I want to hear from you down below. And if you did like the video, great. I like to see you back here. So click the like button, click the subscribe button, click on the beaver once he shows up on the end screen. And if you didn't like the video, I don't care. I'm just an old Canadian guy in his new Canadian home trying to make it a little bit smarter and having some fun while doing it. Thanks for watching.
Amazon routines, Google home routines, modern tech galore. Let's find a way to save power, oh what a chore. Smart power bars, they're the answer, my friends. Reduce charger consumption, let the energy extend. Plug your devices in, turn them off with click. Conserving power, saving money, it's a pretty neat trick.